Hello, hello, and welcome back to the Pure Nintendo Podcast. This is your weekly dose of all things Nintendo. My name is Jemma, and joining me this week, I have the one and only Kirk. Welcome back, Kirk.
I guess this week I am one and only.
Yes, exactly. Yes, Trevor's absent this week, but the two of us are here to talk about a lot of stuff. There was another direct this week for Kirby Air Riders, of course. We wanted to touch on Halloween again because it's Halloween week this coming Friday. And we've got a lot of news. Lots of games have been announced. The games that we're playing, of course, Kirk's segment as well. So yeah, just a lot. There's a lot happening. It's just a busy time of year, I think. Do you find that as well? There's just so much happening.
Yeah, you're talking about for games or life in
Yeah,
general?
I mean, life in general, but definitely games for the purpose of this podcast, at least. But
Yeah, it has seemed that we've gotten a lot of review offers and such, a lot more than we did over the summer. I wonder if developers were holding on to things a bit, waiting till the Switch 2 excitement died down.
yeah, maybe. Yeah, could be. Good point. So let's start with the Kirby Air Riders Direct. We knew one was coming. They said that there would be a second one. It was 60 minutes long again, and I love that Sakurai even made fun of this right at the start. And he said something like, "How can you fill an hour of content?" And he did, and it's unbelievable that he did, but he did. So an hour of content, new modes revealed. This is a huge game, and I know it's not everyone's cup of tea, and it wasn't even particularly my cup of tea. I did talk about it a few weeks ago. I did try it at PAX. It is a lot of fun. It is crazy. And I was saying to you, Kirk, just before the show that if I hadn't have tried it, I would have been a lot more lost in the direct and the trailers because it's hard to see what's really going on. Because it's so frenetic. It's just there's so much happening. And I think that's maybe why they need these directs in a way. And I love that they kind of give Sakurai the freedom to speak about this game that he obviously feels very passionate about. He talked about quite a few times. He mentioned, what he wanted, like how much he wanted to put into the game. The fact that there's no DLC coming. He said that, like he's like, this is it. Everything is in here. I put everything into this game, which I really love that. You can tell it's a passion project and something he's really, I don't know, energized about and had a bit of freedom about. So from that perspective, did you find it intriguing?
Yeah, well, I will say this, as I mentioned before, we came on. I didn't watch the whole
Mm.
direct. I'm. It could have been a Fire Emblem or a Xenoblade Chronicles, and I'm not going to give it an hour.
Yes.
You're talking about a whole bunch of different games, and I get to learn a little bit about all of them. I could do that,
Mhm.
but not one. However, I don't know that I have ever seen a Nintendo Direct where the speaker was as great as Sakurai was throughout this whole thing.
Yes, yes.
That dude is genuinely engaging, genuinely funny, and I just got a kick out of listening to him talk about everything. If anyone's going to keep my attention for an hour, it's him.
Yep.
I will say that. Now, getting to your question, yeah, I until I started watching the direct, I didn't fully understand, even after the first one, how this is all that much different from Mario Kart. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously there are some differences in the way it's controlled, and the characters, and the types of courses, but now I really see that it's actually a lot different
Mhm,
from
mhm.
Mario Kart. Um, so yeah, and I didn't even watch the whole thing. I just watched like the first 20 minutes. So who
Mhm.
knows what happened afterwards with all that.
Yeah.
I still hope there's a demo for this. I just, I want to, like you said, you got to play it
Mhm.
at PAX. So you have kind of a feel for it. And before I would buy this, because I'm not huge into racing games, I'm
Mhm.
not huge into Kirby, but if the demo is entertaining enough, absolutely, I'd jump all over this.
Yeah, that's a really good point, and I feel like they did say there was a demo? Did I miss that? I don't know. I thought I saw that there was a demo, or at least one. No, oh, sorry, right at the end, and so you wouldn't have seen this, but right at the end, they did say, I don't know if it's a demo per se, but there is an event happening. It's called a global test ride from November the
Okay.
8th till the 16th. There's a few dates in there, with different times across different time zones kind of thing. So you can try it that way. Now that's not a demo that anyone can just jump in and play anytime they like, of course, but it is something. So hopefully a lot of people will get the chance to try it and see what it is like. I don't know what I don't know which modes will be available for the global test ride. I guess we'll find out November 8th, and I will definitely give it a go. I think that's at least something. But I thought I saw maybe online somewhere that a demo was coming, but I could be completely wrong about that. Sorry. But yeah, he did. Yeah, you're exactly right. He's very charismatic and but so chill as well. Like he's just
Yeah.
he seems like a nice person. Like I want to meet him and like talk to him and just I don't know. He seems like a really nice person.
Yeah, he's got this low key sense of humor that
Yes.
is like
Yes.
so far removed from everything else we get with Nintendo, where it's all like I've
Yes.
said before, they talk to us like we're kindergartners and try to give us this fake enthusiasm on face. This
Yes.
guy's like, no, this game's fun, and I'm going to show you, and we're going to have a good time, and we did.
Yes, I definitely completely agree with that. He seems like a cool dude. So we'll just go through some of the highlights because it was an hours worth of content. We don't have time to cover it all. You can go watch it if you like on Nintendo of America's YouTube channel. But yeah, like I said, there were a few modes announced which we weren't aware of because previously we knew there was obviously the race mode, which is called Air Ride. There is the city trial mode where you race around collecting different power ups, and then you kind of battle each other in a arena of sorts. There's various to choose from, various like modes, I guess, to choose from. But in this direct, and he did touch on those as well, so there was more of that too, like how sorry, not the icons, they look like little icons on the screen, but how the power ups work, what they are, how you collect them, the
Mhm.
different types, the different. He went into machines a lot, which maybe you would have found interesting. I think that was a bit later in the direct after the first 20 minutes, but you can tell they really like tinkering with these like machines with the rider, like the actual devices that they're riding on. They have a garage where you can display them all. There's different combinations you can make. You can decorate them. There's even a story mode called road trip mode, which is more of a story mode. And that he showed kind of the intro to that towards the end. And it actually graphically looked really lovely, like amazing quality. And that's this story about how the riders themselves, like Kirby and his friends, kind of bond with the machines. And it's almost like a little bit Xenoblade. Is that like a thing in Xenoblade where you kind of have the mechs, you kind of do you gel with them or not really? It's more just that
Eh, Not really,
not
because they're
really.
more just
Okay,
things you hop into.
fair enough.
And in Xenoblade Chronicles 2, there was a particular robot
Mhm.
that had its own personality, and
Oh,
you were
okay.
able to work with that one.
Yeah, okay. So he kind of described them as having personalities. I don't think they talk exactly. There's no Oh, he did get into voice acting actually. The characters don't have voices. There is narration and there is announcements and things like that. He even mentioned the people who do that and how many options there are. Like accessibility was another thing he touched on. It was huge for him. He had a lot to put into this game and he made sure it worked the way he wanted it to and gives everyone all of the different options they could possibly need. So yeah, so anyway, one of those modes is this road trip mode, which looks really neat. There's this top ride mode, which is like a returning mode apparently that was in the original game, and it's like a top-down perspective. And tell me if you know this reference, Kirk. Are you familiar with Rock and Roll Racing, the game?
I am not. No.
Okay. It reminded me of Rock and Roll Racing. It's like a racer, but it's like top-down perspective. You don't see a lot. Oh, like Micro Machines maybe? Was that a top-down racer? Do you remember Micro Machines?
I've seen a lot of top-down racers. I don't remember Micro Machines by name, but maybe if I saw an image of it, I could.
Yes, yeah. So yeah, it's a shorter track generally, and you can zoom in and out. You can make it follow yourself. You can make it like the whole screen is visible at once, so you can play all in one. Because he even mentioned TVs are bigger now than they were 20 odd years ago, so you can all play together and see. You can watch yourself go around on this track. It works the same way in terms of the controls and the power ups and things like that as the air ride mode. Yeah, there was a lot. So, for example, 8 players can play this online, but he just recommended 4 because it's so chaotic. But you can also have computer controlled characters. Um, he's talked about split screens and how they work, copy abilities, there's classes. One thing I will mention is there's a license that you can get. I don't know if you would have seen this part. Maybe?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
I really like that. I think that's really neat. You can create your own little license with a character, and you can decorate it with stickers, and it keeps track of your kind of. There was a stat he mentioned later on. It wasn't like your number of wins, but your kind of power or something. And it's like it is more or less your wins, and it's also your rank. And he was really adamant that ranks weren't. meant to show that people were better or worse than each other. It was more like this is that's why it's not like rank A, B, C. It's like a color, like red or green or whatever, or ruby or emerald or something. So I really like that as well. Like he just seems to be, I don't know, he seems just really nice. I just really like him. Yeah, really nice guy. So yeah, there's just so much to this game. Like you said, it's very different to Mario Kart. And I think once people play it, they will know straight away it's different to Mario Kart. But from even just from the like you said, controls, courses, characters. But it seems like at the base level, it's a racing game. But when you see the different modes and all of the extras that are included, you can tell it's very much more than just a racing game. There's time attack and free run modes as well. There's kind of these special forms of some of these characters that they can unlock. There's heaps of unlockables, like so much. There's achievements, of course, the machines that I mentioned. There's like stickers and decals and stuff like that as well. There's this boss kind of mode as well. They call it versus boss, I think, and it's Robo Dedede. But he's not the only boss you'll face, and they showed that off during the direct, and that looked really, really neat, really fun. He's like a transformer, Kirk. He's like Diddy. Do you know who Diddy is?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like a huge robot version of King Dedede, and he transforms into a vehicle, and so you can attack him while he's kind of in robot form or vehicle form, and you drive around this giant arena, and you work together with other players. It looks really fun. I can't wait to try that actually. So yeah, and I'm seeing a lot of chatter online. People seem really excited about this. They're excited about the characters. They're just, and maybe it's like you said, his vibe that helps kind of sell it as well. Like it's just everyone's really positive about this, which is great. You know, people, and of course, people say some negative things like comparing it to Mario Kart and saying, "Well, this game looks like it is worth $60, whatever the price is." It's like, no, you could have just said it, you know, comparing it to Mario Kart, saying that wasn't worth it. And I'm like, well, just say you like this one. Don't be don't be hating on Mario
Yeah,
Kart.
yeah, you don't need to put someone down to bring someone up.
Exactly. Yes, totally agree. The other thing I wanted to quickly mention was there are more amiibo. So we already knew there were two coming, Kirby and was it Waddle Dee? I didn't write that down, but I think it was already those two. There's three new ones, which is Meta Knight. There's King Dedede as well, and Chef Kawasaki. And these, I don't know if you realized this before. I didn't even really know this. They're quite big. They're actually a lot bigger than normal amiibo. And he showed them, he compared them to, say, the Kirby Smash Brothers amiibo and how much bigger it is. They're really big and they kind of transform as well in a way. Like you can swap the riders. We kind of already knew that. But some of them, I think it was King Dedede's one, I think his machine, you can take the sides off and put them on the bottom and it becomes like a racer or a glider, if that makes sense, depending on where the thrusters are. So, yeah, it's neat. And he was really excited about Amiibo. And he did the same thing that he has done, like you said, with a nonchalant kind of relaxed vibe where he'd say something like, "We have two Amiibo, and I thought that's all we could do, right?" And it's like, "Oh, no, wait, we made more. Can you believe it?" kind of thing. It's like, I just love his attitude. It's so funny. So yeah, plenty of amiibo coming. I don't know when the release date for those is, but I will definitely be trying to get them if I can. So
We
yeah,
have a Kirby amiibo.
do you?
Just the general one, like the basic Kirby.
Oh,
And I'm not sure
nice.
why. You know what? I think because wasn't he really good? I think he was really powerful in Smash Brothers.
He is a
And so,
really yeah.
yeah, Sam used him a lot and got the amiibo for that purpose.
Oh, cool. Yes, I he's my go-to in Smash Brothers because I'm terrible at Smash Brothers, but I'm better with Kirby. Mostly because he can fly or float, and so I don't fall off the edge as often as
Yeah.
I would with other characters. Speaking of amiibo, I just did a count because I have so many now, and I'm like, I wonder how many I have. Do you want to guess how many amiibo I have?
62.
No, a lot more than that, actually.
Oh, wow. A lot more than me then.
I have 100 and oh gosh, it was 103, 104. I have over 100 now. I think it's
Wow.
103. Yeah. I know. I was shocked myself. I thought I had like 80. I'm like, "What? I have 100?" I counted 100 on my shelf, and I'm like, "Oh, cool. I just made 100." And then I found 3 more that I hadn't put on my shelf. So, yeah. So there you
Well,
go.
then now you're gonna add even more. All right.
Yeah, exactly. Yes. So anything else you wanted to mention about Kirby Air Riders or ask or clarify or
I will. I really like that. Well, there were two things that he did in the portion that I saw. One
Mhm.
was showing the different ways that you can control the game.
Mm. Mhm.
And
Yes.
I like that because, especially with the top down portion, I played those kind of games before, and without an actual steering wheel, it can be really difficult to
Mm.
go the way you want to go. So the fact that they have different controls, I think, is good.
Yeah.
And I like they do something with this game that I wish everyone did, in they are letting you determine how you want to do split screen, whether it's split
Yes.
horizontally or vertically.
Mhm.
Um, and I won't say always, but most of the time, I disagree with the way developers split the screen for any particular game. I always wish it was the other way. Maybe that's because if I went to the other way, then I'd be like, nah, they were right. The first way was better. Um,
Yes.
but yeah, I like that you could decide that.
Yeah, I thought that was really good too. Yeah, I really, really like that. It seems like such a simple thing, but yeah, makes a huge difference. Because yeah, vertically, obviously you get more, on top of the screen. So maybe it depends on the course you're playing or just the type of player you are. But horizontally is wider, but then you don't get as much, on top and below. So preference, whatever your personal preference is, I think will make a big difference. Mm.
I
Um,
wonder why they don't offer the ability to split it diagonally like they do in the Lego games.
oh yeah, huh. See, you found a shortcoming already.
Yeah.
No, I'd forgotten that was a thing. Yeah, in Lego, that's true.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, interesting. I don't know. Maybe we should mention that to him. We'll like email him or DM him. And, hey, did you think about this? Maybe that's what's left because surely he hasn't told us everything in the 2-hour directs he's done.
Yeah, is
So
there gonna
this
be
is,
another one, or is that it? Are we done
I
now with
think that's it.
Kirby Directs? Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so, yeah, like I said, the demo is available. The global test demo is available from the 8th of November for a few days there. And then the game itself is out on the 20th of November. So it's only, 3 or 4 weeks
Yeah.
away, which is pretty soon. The other cool thing, speaking of kind of like split screen stuff, but something that I didn't, or I'd forgotten, he mentioned that you can use Switch controls on your Switch too, and I'd completely
Mhm.
forgotten that that was a thing. I mean, I use our Pro controllers because we have 3 now, like we have 4 actually, but 2 proper Switch 1 Pro controllers and then 1 proper Switch 2 controllers and then like a third party one. But we were playing Mario Party Jamboree, the DLC, and we had like my nephew was here and there were 4 of us playing. We couldn't do some of the things because we only had 2 Switch 2 Joy-Cons, but I'd completely forgotten. I could have used and connected the Switch 1 Joy-Cons. We could have played
Mhm.
more modes. So yeah, that was silly. So thanks, Sakurai, for reminding me of that. Now I can play properly. Thank
I
you.
feel like every direct for the next couple years should point that out at the beginning just to remind everyone they
Yes,
have that
totally.
option.
Yes, I agree completely. Cool. Well, thank you for helping me with that rundown of Kirby Air Riders. Let us know, listeners, what you think of this game. Is this one that you'll be picking up? Are you excited? Will you try the demo? What are your thoughts overall? Let us know. Let's move on to Halloween because we have been kind of counting down a little bit, and it is this Friday, the 31st, of course, of October. And it's just me this week talking because I didn't have any games last week. We did the pinball ones. I have 2 that I wanted to talk about this week. One is Chronos New Dawn, which has been out. I think it came out early September. I reviewed this one, so you can check out my full thoughts on the website. But I just wanted to mention it because it is a perfect like horror game. It is. I said this at the time. It's genuinely scary. Like, I'm not a huge horror game fan because I just find them too immersive. But I love horror as a theme, and I love horror movies. So for that, I really think Kronos did a great job with that whole eerie atmosphere, and it's definitely worth checking out. The other cool thing related and like timing wise is that Kronos now has a physical version which you can get. I think it's on Amazon and GameStop. So check that out. It comes with a bunch of extras, stickers, and I think you even get some digital extras as well. Yeah. So it's very, I found it kind of Resident Evil-ish, like early Resident Evil, just in terms of some of the creatures that come at you. There's a body horror element where the creatures are actually humans who have a virus and they've kind of morphed into these awful looking, terrifying creatures. It's just really eerie. You travel back in time. You're kind of suited up in this, big astronaut-esque outfit, very clunky. It does a good job of helping you feel like you're stuck in this isolated world looking for clues as to what's going on. So yeah, give that one a go if you're looking for something scary this Halloween. On the flip side, in terms of scariness, I suppose, comes the very cartoony and fun Plants vs. Zombies, which still fits into the Halloween category because it is, zombie related, but it's obviously more, it's a lighter tone, you could say. And the reason I am mentioning this is because Plants vs. Zombies is it called Reloaded? I think it's called Reloaded. Has just come out for Switch 2. This came out on the 23rd of October. So just a couple of days ago, and I have downloaded it and been playing it. I was really excited about this. I love Plants vs Zombies, like the original game. Not so much a fan of the 3D stuff. They're fine. They're good. They have their place, but I like the classic top-down kind of tower defense sort of elements of the original, and even the sequel to some degree. But the original is still the best. And this version comes with HD graphics, and it also comes with co-op and versus modes, which is really cool. So it's 2-player. So my son Hayden is also a huge Plants vs Zombies fan, thanks to me. He's probably played, even though the game is older than he has probably played it more than I have, to be honest, since then, on his phone or his tablet or whatever. And so we were playing this together last night and having a ball. You can play co-op where you both control so you if you aren't familiar, which I would find kind of amazing, but if you aren't familiar with the premise, the story mode is you are controlling the plants and you plant them in your garden and they shoot towards the oncoming zombies and you have to stop them from getting into your house. Very simple. The zombies get harder and harder, they get bigger and stronger, but so do your plants as well. You get to unlock more plants along the way. You have to gather sunlight to plant plants, which I think is like a neat mechanic. So that's kind of your currency. In co-op mode, you both control a cursor, I suppose, on the grid because it's grid-based, and you can both plant plants. So you kind of have to talk to each other because you can't use up the sunlight if you need it for something specific, or you can't put something in the wrong place or whatever. So just talking is key. That's fine. We did really well. But the the versus mode is crazy. And this time one player is the zombies and one is playing as the plants. And I got beaten terribly as the plants, and Hayden was the zombies. We played several times. I was beaten every time. I think it's very unbalanced, personally. I don't think it's my playing abilities because he was just able to spawn copious amounts of zombies, and my plant life could not keep up. And so, Kirk, I don't know, have you played Plants vs Zombies before?
Boy, yeah, a long time ago, maybe
Yeah.
when it, like, first came out on mobile.
Yes, I think everyone kind of did back then. There's this one called a gigant. I can't remember what the name of it is, but it's a giant zombie, and it just smashes plants. It's really hard to kill. So it's just, and it only costs 250, I think, instead of sunlight they use like brain power or something. And he just was spawning these giant zombies. If you're familiar with those, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about and how hard they are to beat. And so without sunlight, I couldn't build much of a defense. So I was beaten. Yeah. So it's a lot of fun. I'm going to try again this weekend, being the zombies and see if I'm able to win and whether it is OP or if it's just me. So
I wonder if there's just a strategy
yeah,
that's missing.
yeah.
Like, he gets so used to playing one that the other one requires a completely different train of thought, and it's hard to get on that
Mhm.
track.
Yeah. Like I did what I usually do, which is plant a whole bunch of sunflowers so that I have enough sunlight to build plants. But in the versus mode, you don't get, at the start of a level, you kind of get time to build some sunflowers before the zombies start coming. But in this versus mode, you can just start attacking straight away. So you don't really have time to build up this kind of not infantry, like repository of sunflowers to do the sunlight, to gather your sunlight. So yeah, I think you need to start off just attacking straight from the get go. So, And like, you can choose, the zombies can choose which lane they go in. So whereas I can watch the AI version and see that a zombie's coming in lane 1, I don't really need to worry about the other lanes at this point in time. I can just put a little bomb in lane 1 right at the bottom, let him walk his way down and blow up eventually. But Hayden can see what I'm doing, and he can see my little bomb in lane 1, and so he'll put a zombie in lane 2, of course. So yeah, it's really tricky, but fun. So we'll keep playing that. Yeah, and that's my Halloween collection. So yeah, are you trick or treating this Friday? Do you do that still with the kids? No, well, you've got one son who might be trick or treating age.
Yeah, he's still doing it. And actually, by the time this episode airs, trick or treating will have already ended in our town.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they rarely do it on Halloween, even if Halloween falls on a Friday or Saturday for some reason.
Oh, right. Yeah,
But
okay.
yeah, that'll be over with. I'll be just sitting out front, handing out candy and eating my father-in-law's sloppy joes.
That sounds good.
Works for me just fine. Yeah,
Yeah,
they
definitely.
can have the candy. I'll eat the meat.
Yeah. Nice. Well, happy Halloween to all who celebrate.
But did we talk about this before? Do they trick or treat's not as big a thing in Australia as it is here, or do
It's
they do that now?
definitely not as big. It's bigger now than when I was a kid. I didn't really see anyone trick or treating, at least in my neighborhood back then. People do trick or treat now. I take Hayden out trick or treating. We just walk around our blocks, but it's not like you have to kind of. Not every house does it, so it's a bit sporadic, And some houses now go all out and they decorate and they have cool stuff at the front, and the people who are giving out the candy are dressed as well in costumes,
Hmm.
which is really fun. But it's like every 10th house kind of thing. So you have to do a lot of walking. So we just do a few blocks around, and we see lots of kids, like groups of kids doing it, which is really cool. And we'll just sort of say, "Oh, what's that street like?" And they'll be like, "Yeah, no, don't go there." Or, "Yeah, that street's really good, so we'll go to that street." So it's definitely bigger in the last maybe 10 years. It's like you'll go to Kmart and there will be heaps of decorations available to buy, which was never a thing before. I always think about decorating my house, but then I just don't. So yeah,
Yeah, we don't for Halloween either.
yeah,
But I
it's
also live in a neighborhood where they don't really trick or treat anyway, because the houses are
mm.
too far apart. So
Yeah, mhm.
we go elsewhere. Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, and definitely somewhere I used to live maybe 10 or so years ago was more of a community, like, area where there were houses that were closer together, and they did do a lot more trick or treating. So you could walk just a few streets and get quite a bit. And there were houses with like disco lights and music and all sorts of things. It was pretty cool. So yeah, there's definitely sections here where they do, you know, ramp it up a bit. So yeah, which is
Well,
cool.
this year I will count how many Nintendo related costumes I see,
Oh,
and
okay. Yeah,
so
cool. I did dress up Harrison, my oldest, as a Mario when he was a baby and carry him around and trick or treat with him. So
okay,
yeah.
not as a Kronos.
No, 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 too creepy. Hayden wants to be what does he want to be? Like a homeless person? Like what do you call that? I don't know. A homeless person. He wants to just be in tattered clothes. Like that's what
Like
his
a
costume.
hobo.
Like a hobo. Yeah, he wants
Okay.
to be a hobo. So I'm like, okay, I guess we could find some old clothes and just like cut them up or something. I don't know.
Yeah. Sam and his friends are going as Fortnite characters, I guess. Not Sam, excuse me, Max.
Oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be very popular too, I'm sure. Well, thank you. Let us know, listeners, if you're trick or treating, what you might be dressing up as or your kids. We'd love to know. It's time for Kirk section. What have we got on the horizon?
This is a game that I've been following for a while because it was announced a long time back, and I believe it got delayed a couple times. But we now have a release date for Demon School.
Mhm.
It's coming out November 19th. And by the title, it pretty much describes what it is. Sort of a persona type thing where you're a student at this school, and there are like, I believe, amongst 15 playable characters you can control with different abilities, and you need to befriend them and level them up and develop your relationship so you can have combo attacks and such as that. But the combat is all turn based. It's kind of like an isometric view, sort of like an old Fire Emblem kind of thing.
Hmm.
except not just not that chess thing where it's attack one, like you've got attack radiuses, it looks like.
Oh, okay.
But it's got a very kind of cartoony, almost anime-ish presentation to it. It just looks pretty unique. So it's I'm looking forward to giving this one a shot.
Yeah, it does look cool. Is this a new sort of IP then? It's not like a sequel or
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. It's not, yeah. I don't even know if it's based on anything. It's developed by, let's see if I can pronounce this, Eastbridge Games? Eastbridge Games? A lot of Y's in that word.
Yeah.
Who also developed World of Horror and VA11 Holla, which I think is a kind of a Valhalla kind of thing. But yeah, it's described as tactics, gameplay, and horror puppetry.
Horror puppetry. Oh, okay. Is
Yes.
that because you're controlling demons?
Or are you controlling them or fighting? Yeah, well, maybe.
Hmm.
Yeah, boy, I don't know if you're controlling them or not. I couldn't tell from the trailer that they had. They actually put together a pretty slick trailer where they actually used puppets.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, and for a minute I thought, was that what the game looks like? Because this is kind of goofy. But then, yeah, they moved on to the actual gameplay, and I was like, all right, let's keep the puppets in the trailer and out of the game.
Yes. Cool. That sounds really good. So that one is November the 19th,
Hmm.
and that's a Switch 1 game, but Switch 2 compatible, I believe.
Yes.
Yes. Cool.
Yep.
Looks good. Thank you, Kirk. There were quite a few other big games just announced for the Switch 1 and Switch 2 as well during the week. In terms of news, we heard, and I have heard of two of these actually, but not the first one, which is System Shock 1 and 2. Are you familiar with this one at all?
I am, because I
Yeah.
was around when it first came out. I don't think I ever played it, but I remember seeing the boxes everywhere.
Yeah, okay. Yes. So System Shock 1 and 2 are coming to, I believe, Switch 1 and Switch 2, this one. And the sequel, System Shock 2, only came out this year, as far as I know. So that's fairly recent. What sort of games, how would you describe, do you know what the type of games they are? Or you're not that familiar?
They're first person action adventure games.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
so like I'm trying to remember when did they first come out?
They look pretty sci-fi, don't they? Oh yeah, because the remake came out in 2023. So, and this is
Uh,
like a redone version, and that redone version is coming to the Switch and Switch 2. But the
yeah.
original, yeah, that's a good point. I don't know when the original came out. How old is it? And was it like we're talking PlayStation kind of systems or PC?
1994.
94. Wow.
Yeah, 94. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it
So
was
it is.
developed by Looking Glass Studios, which didn't last a whole lot longer than 1994. But yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So
okay.
this one goes way back.
Yeah, right. Okay, cool. So these are the revamped versions. Yeah, heading to Switch 1 and Switch 2. People seem pretty excited about that. Next up is Fallout 4 Anniversary Edition, which is coming to Switch 2 in 2026. It is coming out to other consoles, I believe, in November this year. So Switch 2 is a little bit behind, but it is good that it is coming to Switch 2. I haven't ever played a Fallout game, though. Have you?
Yes,
Yeah?
yes, I have. Yeah,
Okay.
the original Fallout and Fallout 2 both came to the Macintosh.
Right.
In fact, they were on what is it, GOG? They were on GOG, and I was going to buy them, but they got pulled. Like the PC versions of those games are still there, but the Mac versions are gone, and that
Oh.
infuriates me. I don't know who owns the rights to this game and just decided they were going to yank the Mac games off there, even though they were already programmed and ready to go.
Yeah.
Because I would totally play them. Oh yeah, I loved Fallout and Fallout 2, loved them.
Right.
Um,
Cool. Okay.
but never played Fallout 3 because it was never released for a system I had, and I've never played Fallout 4. So I am looking forward to seeing how these games have evolved, because I'm sure they're no longer the top down isometric view that we had in the original Fallouts.
Yeah, right. Okay. So the original were a different style and then they became more
Yeah.
3D kind of thing. Yeah.
Yeah, they were kind of like Baldur's Gate, or boy, what was the other big one? I can't remember right now. I'm going to be mad at myself for forgetting. But those kind of like D&D style turn-based action games where you kind of moved around, but when you got into combat, you were seeing how far away enemies were and attacking and like moving.
Mm,
Um,
yeah.
but of course, obviously, they weren't D&D themed. They were set after the nuclear holocaust.
Yeah, exactly. I started to watch the show recently, so I've seen episode 1. So
Yep.
I
I
have
just
some
had a
back.
friend recommend it to me too.
Yeah, that's why I started to watch it. Someone recommended it. I haven't got further than episode 1. I did enjoy episode 1. Seems pretty, yeah, I guess bleak, but interesting. Looks like Fallout 4, sorry, yeah, Fallout 4, the anniversary edition is called that because it is 10 years since the game was released originally in 2015. So yeah, there's all this speculation about Fallout 5, I suppose. Maybe people were hoping for a Fallout 5 announcement
Yeah. I'm
recently.
hoping for a Switch version of Fallout 3.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, that would make sense, and hopefully they do that, especially if Fallout 4 does well, I suppose. Maybe they'll do an anniversary edition of Fallout 3. I don't know. But you can do an anniversary any year. You don't need 10 years. You could just do, you know, right?
Yeah, it doesn't even need to be on the day anymore. Just call it the anniversary edition and do what you want.
Yeah.
You can attach an anniversary to anything if you do the
Yes.
math right.
You certainly can. Yes. Cool. Well, thank you. I'm glad you know a bit about Fallout in general because, yeah, like I said, I haven't played it. I thought the show was pretty neat. I am interested in the series. So, yeah, we'll see. Let us know if you're a fan, listeners, of Fallout. Which one's your favorite of the 4, if you have played all 4. Next up is Assassin's Creed Shadows for Switch 2, which comes out 2nd of December. And this one came out in March on other consoles. Do we know much about Assassin's Creed Shadows? I don't really know a lot about it. I know Assassin's Creed. There's quite a few Assassin's Creed games.
Hmm.
Yeah, you ever dabbled in the Assassin's Creed world?
I reviewed one of the games for the Mac a while
Hmm,
back.
right.
Talking a lot about my Macintosh tonight.
Yes.
Um, this one, I watched the trailer for this because I'm not a huge fan of the Assassin's Creed games. They're fine. I mean, for what they are, they're really good. Um, but this one piques my interest because it seems to be set in kind of like the distant Japan.
Mm, hmm.
And I think that maybe like Edo era. I don't know. I always don't like to say that because it's the only era I know, and anyone who knows more than me is like, you're an idiot. Um, but I really like the look of it. So it's something. If it gets decent enough reviews, I think I might be interested in trying it out just because I love running around in that time period.
Yeah, yes, yeah, for sure. Yeah, exactly. I haven't really experienced much of the game. I don't think I've ever even played it. I've definitely watched people play it, like my nephew or something. I've seen someone play it. I kind of know a little bit about the lore. Like they kind of aren't they sort of are they all related somehow? Like there's generations of these assassins, and they go back into different versions of themselves or something. That's how they get back into this Japan era kind of thing.
Something like that.
Something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah, there's some mystical element to it, but it's a bit of a stealthy, bit of a hitman maybe style in terms of you got to be stealthy but attack people and take them out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
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 it's about positioning yourself for the right attack at the right time and being
mhm.
efficient as opposed to just running in with your sword swinging or your. Do they do one with guns? I can't remember if I did one with guns or not.
I don't
Um,
know actually.
but yeah,
Hmm. My thought, when I envisage the cover of one of them, like Assassin's Creed, I don't know, 3 or 4 or something, he's standing there with these big cool swords. But that's
yeah,
I don't have a whole lot of history to draw on except for that. So anyway, yeah, so that's cool. Coming out to second of December, which is not too far off. Hopefully that does well, and I think it. I mean, I feel like it's Ubisoft, isn't it, who does Assassin's Creed? Is that right?
hmm,
Yeah, they've been pretty supportive of Nintendo over the years. Like we've seen a few Assassin's Creed games come out on like the Wii U and I guess the Switch as well. Um, so it's not a huge surprise, but it's good that they're continuing it, and I hope this one does well because I feel like some of them might have had some performance issues in the past. Maybe I've heard. I think so. Yeah,
good,
I would hope this one does pretty well on the Switch too. Anyway, makes sense,
good.
and playing it in handheld would be cool. I think for fans. So yeah. That's always a
Yeah,
good thing.
and I think I read too regarding that it has cross saves.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think I did see that too. Mhm.
Okay, yeah. So if you played it on another system and didn't finish it, now you want to move it onto your Switch too, so you can play it in handheld mode.
Mm.
There you go.
I do love that.
This is
Mhm.
if you have an Ubisoft account, which you probably
Ah, yeah.
have to play the game.
Yeah,
Some companies
yeah,
require that now, and
yeah.
then it's got online saves there. So
Nice. Excellent. Yeah, I think that's really cool when they do that. Yep. Very nice. Moving on to some more news. Now, I was really curious as to whether how your excitement factor on this one, because Pikmin 4 and Pikmin Bloom both have an update coming in November. It's a free update, and I just wanted to know if you were pleased about this or not, because it's not like it's DLC, like it's not new levels or new modes or anything. Well, it is new modes actually. So let me explain before I ask your opinion.
please,
Have you
please go ahead.
Yes. What they're doing is they're adding features to or characters, I suppose, to Pikmin 4 in terms of the decor Pikmin that we've seen on Pikmin Bloom previously. And these are Pikmin who wear objects like an ice cream hat or a little bus cardboard cutout. You know, they're cute. They're super cute. And you find these all the time in Pikmin Bloom. I've got a whole bunch of them. I love them. So I've even popped some videos up on YouTube on our channel just as shorts to show you how cute they are in the past. Pikmin 4 is adding those, and they kind of are dotted around the landscape, and you have to find them. So it's kind of an exploration activity. On top of that, they've added, or they are adding, a camera mode, so you can take photos of yourself and your Pikmin and Ochi doing whatever you guys do best. But I think probably the biggest update is adding some more difficulty options. So there's this relaxed mode where the enemies actually don't attack you unless you attack them. So you can just walk right past those baubles and other those creatures that normally attack you, the crab things, all the rest. I'm not so good with the names of them, but you can walk right past them. They won't attack. It means you can take photos of them, which is kind of cool because they're just there. Then they've also, the other extremity is they've added a fiery mode, I think it's called, which is a more difficult mode. So the enemies are harder to kill. Hayden, my son, who's a huge Pikmin fan, is very interested in trying this fiery mode because we tend to replay our Pikmin games a fair bit. My kids went and replayed Pikmin 3 recently. They started Pikmin 4 up again as well. So it does give you a reason to replay if you're a fan and you like it. Why not try it in fiery mode or relaxed mode if you wanted a more chill experience? But the other thing, I guess, is that it integrates with Pikmin Bloom to some degree. So the decor Pikmin that I mentioned, you can send them to Pikmin Bloom somehow. So like I said, I've got a huge collection in Pikmin Bloom. If I find them in Pikmin 4, I can send them to Pikmin Bloom and they become part of my little walking party, which is kind of neat. And the other final thing is that ice Pikmin, who are in Pikmin 4, will be joining the Pikmin Bloom crew. So you'll be able to find ice Pikmin and grow them, which is kind of neat. So, Kirk, now that I've explained all that, what do you think about this?
Uh, don't think I'm interested for two reasons.
Yes.
First, why no Switch 2 upgrade
Mhm.
visually?
Mhm.
Um, Not that I would want to pay for it, but yeah, you did it with other games. Let's roll that out. Then maybe I'd be more willing to give it a shot. Not
Mm.
that it really needs it, because as we've said, Pikmin 4 is a gorgeous game on the Switch.
It is, yes.
But also my issue now, I loved Pikmin 4, I absolutely loved it, but it had so many extra elements on top of the core gameplay, like all the Dandori, is that what it's
Yeah.
called? Dandori levels and,
Yeah.
and such,
Mhm.
and those nighttime battles.
Mm.
I don't want to go through all that again. So if I could play the game and get everything I needed just by playing Pikmin proper, I would be more willing to give it a second shot.
Mm.
Um, if I'm going to play Pikmin again, and I replay these games too. I'm going to play Pikmin 3, or
Mhm.
I'm going to go down to the basement on the Wii U and play Pikmin 1 or 2. In fact, I don't think I ever finished Pikmin 2.
Oh, there you go. Mhm.
Yeah, I got to go do that.
Yeah, yes. Yeah. No, I totally agree. I think Pikmin 3 is my favorite. I love Pikmin 3. I think they
Mhm.
did a really good job of that one and balanced it really well. It had the co-op version as well on the Switch, which is really neat. Pikmin 4 is obviously great and lovely and looks really neat, like you said, but it's different. They've added a lot more to it, which is good in some ways. But if you're more a purist, I suppose, like maybe you and I are, then it's harder to replay, I suppose. So yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and that's it. I love it the first time when you give me all these new things. I think they're great and I enjoy them, but looking back on them, it's often just too much for me to hop back in.
yeah, I find Pikmin 3 very replayable. It's
Yeah,
just, yeah, it's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. And you're right about the Switch 2 thing. And I think so. I posted this news on our website during the week, and I said the same thing at the very beginning. I'm like, we're not getting the Switch 2 version that we kind of all thought we would, but here's what we are getting. So, yeah, it was a surprise. Nintendo likes to surprise us. We never know what to expect from them. And this is what's happening. So I think it's nice that Pikmin is getting some love, and I play Pikmin Bloom most days because I walk the dog and I have Pikmin Bloom on my phone, so I'm always catching Pikmin and planting flowers and all the rest of the things you do in Pikmin Bloom. It's a really, it's is it a game per se, because you're not really fighting things. It's more just collecting and growing Pikmin and planting flowers. It's a sweet game.
yeah.
It's about walking, I suppose. So, you didn't have that one, do you, Pikmin Bloom?
No, I don't know.
Yeah. I really got into it when I was in Japan because Pikmin is so much bigger there. It's really, really popular. And this is Miyamoto's baby. So Japan, he's Japanese, and I guess he knows what they like and they love it. And so there were just so many more people playing it over there. There are people playing it here. So when you do these mushroom battles, for example, if you have people helping you and they're just random people, you don't know who they are, but you can see their faces, like they're me characters. It makes it a lot easier and you get better rewards. So it's like a community kind of thing. You walk together, you plant flowers together or petals. Yeah, it's meant to be about walking and having fun and being part of a community. So I like that aspect. But yeah, it's nice that it's getting some love. I would like to see more from this franchise in the future. We had that random video recently, so I don't know. Let's keep the Pikmin love coming. More Pikmin stuff is good, so I would like to see more. Essentially,
Including Pikmin 5.
yes,
Don't
yeah,
don't make me wait as long as I did for Pikmin 4.
yeah. It was a long, yeah. There was a big gap, wasn't there, between 3 and 4? Very big gap, actually. So yeah, we could use a Pikmin 5 sooner rather than later, please. The next piece of news is, I think, one that would interest you, Kirk. I know it's not Fire Emblem, but we do have another GameCube game coming to Switch Online. But this one is Luigi's Mansion, which I think is a very good game that we all like. We certainly like the
Yes.
franchise. Yeah,
Yeah, and appropriate timing.
very appropriate. Just in time for Halloween. This one comes out on the 30th of October. Does Luigi hum to the music in this one, or is that a Luigi's Mansion two,
I
two or
don't know
three
if he
thing?
did. If he does, I didn't know. I haven't played this. They didn't remake this one, did they? Did this one come out for something else?
I don't think so. No.
Because I played it on the GameCube. It was one of the first games that we got
Yeah.
when Tierney bought me my GameCube. So yeah, this is one of the first Nintendo games I completed.
Mhm.
Loved it.
Yeah, it's a classic. It's also one of the first, that I played on the GameCube, maybe even the first, but yeah, I love this game back in the day. I haven't played it since, so I'm looking forward to giving this one a go when it comes out on the 30th, next Thursday.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's kinda cool. Super quickly, Mario hasn't been mentioned a lot recently, but Super Mario Wonder did turn 2 on the 20th of October, so we did love that game at the time. Um, haven't seen much. I mean, I think Nintendo talked about some updates for that coming at some point. Maybe it was next year. It was a while away, wasn't it? I don't even know when that was now. It was in one of the directs we had semi
Yeah.
recently. So it'd be good to get some more love for Mario Wonder. You'd think they'd do it on. No, we just said that. We just said anniversaries can happen anytime, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It doesn't
that's
matter.
fine.
Yeah. Now, the next big game for Nintendo, the next first party release, I suppose, for the Switch 2 is Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment, which comes out very soon on November the 6th. And there's a new trailer that just dropped. And thank you, Kirk. You must have put this in because I didn't even see this until you put it in.
Yep.
Yes,
Did you watch it?
I did very
Good.
quickly before the show. So I did. I was hoping Trev would be on simply because I know he thought the game looked quite dark. I think this trailer does a good job of maybe alleviating that concern.
Mhm.
Hmm. Yeah.
And he also mentioned, we talked about whether Zelda was going to have a whole lot to say in this game,
Yes.
and there was a lot more dialogue.
Mhm, mhm.
So yeah, I don't think that's a concern anymore.
Definitely not. Yes, there's quite a lot of voice acting in this trailer from multiple characters, mostly the king and Zelda, as you said. It's the music is really epic in this trailer. It's very
Yes.
energetic. It's very,
Yeah.
it's yeah, I love it. I think it's really cool. It does a good job of getting me excited at least. I hope it worked. Obviously, it sounds like it worked for you as well. So, are you looking forward to this one?
Oh yes, yeah.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed all the Warriors games that have been released, the knockoffs for Fire Emblem and Zelda,
Hmm.
and the Warriors games proper. So yes, uh,
Yeah. Yeah. This is
it's on the Christmas list.
nice. Very nice. And you would have seen in the trailer also something I mentioned when I got to try it at PAX recently was the high five between characters. And
Hmm.
yeah, I love that. And they high five each other and then they help each other out with battles. Like you saw Zelda, I think she climbed up on a shield or something in the trailer. She does this thing, yeah. She climbs up on different elements and gets flung up on top of giant enemies and attacks them from above. It's so cool. It's really neat. I love it.
Yeah.
It's really good.
And that's something they do in of sorts in the Warriors games. There will always be like you could build up a particular meter. I can't remember what it's called, but then if you're in proximity of some of the other characters, then there are special combo moves that you could do together that you otherwise wouldn't be able to if you're too far apart
Oh,
or
cool.
don't have the right thing. So yeah, you could pull that up. And so it sounds like it's something like that without having played it.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I didn't realize that actually, because my Warriors experience is somewhat limited. I have played a little, but didn't realize that was a feature. So yeah, that's really neat. Cool. Yeah, I think this one does a really good job from my limited experience of the demo at PAX. I did play it 3 times, but it was the same demo 3 times. It does a good job of, I think, taking like Legend of Zelda elements and Warriors elements that I'm aware of and combining them. So it doesn't feel it feels like a Warriors game, but it also feels like a Legend of Zelda game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I
Yeah,
love
and
that.
it's funny too because it's kind of the antithesis of what the Zelda games have become because Warriors is very much about efficiency
Yeah.
and these enemies are coming and we need to get them and we got to do it quickly and we have to get here before this expires or else these people will show up. So it's very focused and driven as opposed to Zelda, which is, the world's falling apart, but I got a fish. So
Yes. Oh, I love that. That's very good. Thank you. Cool. So yeah, check out the trailer if you're watching this on YouTube. I will put it in so you will have seen it while we're talking. Yeah, I'm really excited for this one. It's out very, very soon. So watch this space. We will hopefully be reviewing this one and or playing it. In any case, I'm sure I know Trev's interested as well. I think all three of us are interested. You may not get it till Christmas, but yeah, one or two of us will be playing it around release. So we'll talk about it at the time. Our final piece of news kind of follows up from last week, I guess. Is
yeah,
that right?
kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, okay, listeners, I went off on a tangent about the Intellivision Sprint last week, and I mentioned that I think I said that it barely has anything to do with Nintendo, and then didn't explain why. Um, I confirmed this week that I mentioned that there's a USB port on this system, and you
Mm,
can, if you have ROMs of games, then you put them on your USB drive, your flash drive, stick it in there, and then you're able to play them. So again, legally, you can do this if you bought the game. If you have a physical copy of it, you're, I guess, legally allowed to download the ROM
mhm.
and play it that way. So I have Donkey Kong on cartridge, and so I've downloaded the ROM. And as soon as the system comes out on, I think December 5th, I believe is what I said, I will be able to try to relive the agony that is the Intellivision of Donkey Kong, the Intellivision and I found out I didn't have this game, but I found out that they actually made Donkey Kong Jr. for the Intellivision as
Oh,
well.
right. Cool,
So
I guess. Yeah.
maybe give that one a go as well.
We'll see if it is any improvement on the other version.
The interesting thing too is that you could
Mm.
also do this with homebrew games, and apparently there's a whole homebrew community of people developing for Intellivision, and someone has actually made a much, much, much better of Donkey Kong Jr. than the one that was officially released by Coleco.
Cool.
So that's out there as well. Again, don't know if I'll mess around with that. I'll be too busy playing my Tron games to dig too deep into the
Yes.
homebrews. But
Yeah. Yep. classic Tron. Do they make new Tron games? Like for, obviously Tron Ares is out at the moment. Is there a Tron Ares game
I don't think
somewhere?
there was a game. There was that one game I just reviewed recently that was based on Legacy.
Oh yeah, that's right.
I can't remember the name right now. I think it would be. So yeah, every now and again you'll see an official Tron game get released, but yeah, I didn't
Mm.
see anything coming for Ares.
No, doesn't seem like it. Yes.
Hmm.
They don't really do the whole movie tie-in game release as much as they used to these days, do they?
Yeah, especially Disney. They will do it with their more cartoony sort of kiddie characters.
Mhm.
But yeah, not on any of their more like action stuff.
Not to get too much on a tangent, but Disney owns Tron, right?
Yes,
Was
yeah,
it
the original
always
was
Oh,
yes,
even
yeah,
from the very beginning?
yep.
Okay.
Disney put it out in '82.
Okay. So they didn't acquire it. It's always been a Disney property.
No.
Cool. That's fine.
In fact, that's part of the reason why Tron disappeared is because Disney acquired Star Wars and Marvel, and they did not need Tron anymore. They
Yeah.
had much bigger
Yeah.
properties to focus on,
Uh, yeah.
and my guy got pushed away.
Yeah. Were you happy to see what's the dude's name in Ares? The original guy. Flynn. Flynn? Flint.
Oh yeah,
Flynn.
yeah, sure, yeah. Anytime he comes back, and we went back to the original grid
Yeah,
with the
that was
visuals
neat.
from the original movie, so that was cool. That was a nice
That
touch.
was cool. Very cool. Awesome. Well, thank you. We definitely look forward to hearing more about the Intellivision Sprint when it comes out on December the 5th, and hope that you enjoy it as much as it sounds like you will. So, the homebrew stuff is really neat. I think there's some very clever people out there who do some really awesome
Yeah.
work.
Yeah,
So,
and
yeah.
it cracks me up that there are people out there, and it's the same with the homebrew games because there are still people releasing actual physical cartridges for like the Game Boy
Yeah. Yeah.
that you can do, and I think this is fantastic that there are developers who are digging around in these old systems and releasing new content for them. It's
Mhm.
wonderful.
It is. Yes. Very, very cool. Love it. Very talented people. Let's move on to the games we're playing, and I don't have any because my game was Plants vs Zombies. So I've kind of already done my spiel, but we
But
do have an update on two of your games that you're playing. What would you like to tell
yes,
us?
well, first up is Persona 3 Reload, which I mentioned a couple weeks ago. The
Mhm.
review is now live. It gets a 9 out of 10 for me.
Very good.
And I wanted to make sure I mentioned it again because to this date, it is now my favorite Switch 2 game. Um,
Wow, there you go.
Passing Kunitsugami, which was got an 8.5.
Right. That's
Yeah,
awesome. I read your
yeah.
review and I thought it was really, I loved it. I've played, a tiny bit, obviously, at the PAX. I played the demo or a demo. And but your review does a really good job of selling, like making it sound fun and interesting. So read Kirk's
Good.
review.
Yeah, because it's a complicated game
It
with a
is.
lot in it,
Yeah.
and it can get pretty overwhelming, especially the social aspect, which is weird. But yeah, there are just so many decisions you can make, all of which in some way or another affect you, affect your party, affect the demons that you have. There's just so much content that goes into leveling up and making sure that you're prepared for the things coming ahead. But they did include a rewind feature in this. So if you don't like, if you do something and you didn't get as much charm points, or you would rather do something to increase your academics, you have the option to go back without punishment, even if you didn't save recently, and be able to do that. So that takes some of the load off. And of course, the game has been out for a while elsewhere, so you can go find strategies
Yeah.
for it on the
Yeah.
internet.
That's true.
Um,
Mm.
but yeah, visually it's great, and the story and the characters are really what sell I think the whole franchise. They just do such a good job with the pacing of it, with the development of the characters, and the surprises that come as you progress over the course of 80 hours, 100 hours.
Mm.
So yeah,
Mhm.
just a really good game. And if you played Persona 5 Royal, um, do it. Yeah, you're going to love this. This game isn't quite as slick. I mentioned in the review, the characters aren't quite as over the top interesting. It's a little more grounded, I think, than Persona 5 Royal was, but the gameplay and the overall vibe are right in line and just as enjoyable.
Very cool. So your experience, you played 3 and 5 to this date. Are you hoping
Yes.
for more to come to the Switch or Switch 2?
Well, they are like Persona 4 is available, but it's just kind of like a port of the original version. There may have
Mhm.
been some updates, but it doesn't have the visual flair that these full on remakes have had. So I'm going to wait and hope that we get the big remake of 4 or 2. Well, I don't even know what two's like.
Yeah. Yeah, and apparently there's no official 6, but the team at Atlas has said there will be future additions to the franchise, so I guess we can look for more content in the future. Maybe that is and that could mean 4, a revamped version of 4, for example.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm assuming at some point there'll be a Persona 6 in the future. I don't know.
Yeah.
If it's popular and successful, which it seems to be, then
Yeah.
yeah.
It's a very well regarded franchise. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Cool. Well, thank you. Like I said, read Kirk's review on our website, and that one just came out. It was the 23rd, wasn't it? So that's just come out.
Hmm.
Yeah. So look forward to seeing how that performs. And the other one you were playing or are playing is Full Metal Schoolgirl. How's that one going?
Yes, this one, my review is ready. It's not yet up on the site. I ended up not liking this one as much as I wanted to. It's still going to get a 7 out of 10 for me. I think I described it before. It's set in the future, 2089, maybe, if I remember right, in a corporation where all the employees are cyborg. They're working 24 hours a day. It's what they call them, the working dead. It's
Mm,
very much a satire on corporate mentality where it's work, work, work. Who cares about you? Who cares about your life? All that matters are the corporate profits.
mm,
And it's funny. I mean, it really is a very funny game, poking fun at that sort of mentality, at the the kind of people you're going to run into, working themselves too hard at the office. Um, and there are two characters. One's and they're cyborgs too. What do they call them? Machine girls. I think they're referred to as machine girls. Nobody in this game is human. We have
right.
one character who was human and turned herself into a cyborg.
Oh.
So there you go. But one of the characters' fathers died, I think, at the building, and the other one's is missing. So they decide they're going to break in. At the beginning of the game, you choose a character, and the other one ends up disappearing. So you're playing with the character you chose throughout. But it's a roguelike. You work your way through the building, you get as far as you can, you die, you go back, and the materials that you've acquired, some of them you get to keep. There's also a social media streaming aspect where if you're doing things with a lot of flair, you get a lot of donations. All the money you keep, you take these resources, you level up, and you go back again. Um, there are 100 floors. So already you know it's going to be pretty repetitive. The whole thing takes place inside a skyscraper. So it's not going to change a whole lot, but the
Mm.
enemies don't really change a whole lot. They get more annoying. They get a lot tougher, but it's basically the same thing throughout. So you're fighting your way through 100 levels. It's going to take you a while.
I feel like that's
Um,
something you brought up when you started playing it. Like it,
yeah,
yeah, the first few levels, you're worried that maybe it's going to be a bit repetitive, and it
yes,
is.
and not and but that would be fine because the action is slick. The gameplay, the combat is really easy to pick up. It's you go through, but the focus is on the gun that you're carrying more so than the sword, which I thought weird. It's better to actually eliminate your enemies from a distance than try to get them up front.
Mm.
But the one thing that just really, really annoyed me, and that is, I think I mentioned before, I was trying to get to beat the boss on level 9 so I could get the key card to go right to the elevator on level 10. I don't have to fight through floors 1 through 9 anymore.
Mhm.
Um, I got it, I used it, and then it was gone.
Oh, what? One
So
time
if you
only.
die, yeah, if you die on level 12, you can't go back and start at level 10 again. You got to go back to level 1 and go up and get the key card again and then
Oh,
get going. So yeah,
that's
I
annoying.
don't
Yeah.
even need to explain. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, man, how hard you're going to have to play the early levels so many times to get powered up to the point where you could just tear right through them and not even worry about the bosses and keep going. It's really prolongs the amount of time it takes to get to level 100.
Yeah, right. Wow. Yeah, what a good feature, like, having the key card, but yeah, the fact that it doesn't persist is, yeah, I think quite frustrating. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, now they do, because one of the power-ups you can get, or you start with more powerful weapons, and at the beginning on the ground floor, you could choose your weapons, so you're going to get way overpowered weapons,
Mm.
and be able to tear your way through if you don't have any of those elevator cards. But why make me do that?
Yeah,
If
yeah,
I'm just gonna be able to nonstop carnage for 9 floors, 19 floors, 29 floors, then, it's aside from the fact that, like I said, it is goofy fun throughout the whole thing,
yeah,
I just want to progress.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So that review, that game, did that also come out on the 23rd? Or
Yes.
yes,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, big day.
Yeah, very big day. Plants vs Zombies as well. So, awesome. Well, thank you for that. And you said it was 7 out of 10, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Very nice.
With again, 7 out of 10 for those who like these kind of roguelikes and are gonna be fine doing it. I
Mm,
think what I said to justify it was, it's a game I would keep around for a long time, and every now and again, when I don't have anything bigger to play, I'm gonna go in and play some of those because you never know when you're gonna get the right weapons and
mm,
be able to progress easily. It's like, any other game like that. If you just happen to draw the right set of equipment, it's going to be a lot easier, and, you may progress further than you thought you would, so.
yeah, yeah. Whereas I guess you kind of had to rush it, for the review purposes. So you might not
Yeah,
have played that way naturally, I suppose.
right.
Mm. Yeah, cool. I mean, I could mention the other game that I have been playing actually, which is Pokemon. So I have been really loving Pokemon Legends ZA. It's great. It's really, really cool. I hope Trevor's enjoying it too. I'm rank F now, so
Oh, hey,
yeah, doing pretty well there.
you're getting there.
Yeah, yeah. Pokemon Legends ZA is, I don't know what it is. It's well, Jose mentioned this in the comment section of last week's show. Actually, he doesn't know what it is. He just really enjoys it, and I completely agree. I think it's the gameplay loop of the battles at night, the wild zones during the day, the missions that you do on the side. The characters, they're all just really nice and fun and bubbly and colorful and cute. And it's not like it's a hard game, really. Like your Pokemon do get injured and you have to heal them quite a bit, but that's part and parcel of the battles. But it's so fun to catch Pokemon. It's so fun to evolve the Pokemon. The battle's really satisfying. Going up the ranks is really satisfying. So yeah, I'm really loving Pokemon Legends EA. So that's been a highlight of the week. I just also have to mention I'm actually guest starring on another podcast this week. So
Oh, wow.
yes,
Invitation elsewhere. Where are you
yeah,
going?
I'm going to be on Nintendo Maniacs this week, so keep an eye out for that one. I don't know when it's
Yeah.
published. Sorry, I haven't recorded it yet. I'm recording that later this today. So
Make sure they know about the Intellivision Sprint.
I will. I will indeed. Yes. So that'll be fun. So yeah, I'll be on another channel as a special guest. So look out for me there, and I will of course talk about Pure Nintendo so that his listeners will find out about us too, and vice versa. So, yeah, that'll be fun. Josh is the host. So, yeah, it's an Australian podcast. So, yeah, be two Aussies kicking it in about all things Nintendo. So, yeah, that'll be cool. But I think that kind of wraps up the show for the week. Did you have anything else you wanted to add or anything to mention?
Nope, I don't think so. A lot to look forward to.
Yeah, like I said at the start, it's just a busy time of year, and yeah, I think that's a good thing. So much to look forward to. Thank you so much, Kirk, for joining me this week. Thank you, listeners. If you'd like to follow us on social media, you can head on over to Blue Sky and see what we're up to over there. Our website, of course, as I mentioned, purenintendo.com. Check out all our great reviews. Go and read Persona 3 Reload. You can also support us. We are on Patreon, so patreon.com/Pure Nintendo. You can support us and you'll get yourself a copy of the Pure Nintendo magazine when the next issue is ready. Look forward to that. But until next week, thank you and game on, everybody. Bye.